Show the gut to the side. Look at that thing, man. Like, that, to me, looks like a PB. What do you think? That's going over 5. No, it's not 5, but holy crap. Dude. Damn right. That's a 4. Dude. 4 pounder after bat. Here we go. Oh my god. Dude. Good job, man. Look at that. I have big hands. That thing's huge. Girthy. That's triple C thick. We're calling them today, boys. Hey, we're here. All right. We're live. I think I got this figured out. This was a little bit of a last minute challenge, but I think we got it.
Yeah, it was.
What's going on, everybody?
Well, for him, I just had to sit here.
Just a bit. So please, immediately, guys, let me know if you can hear me fine, if you can hear Andrew fine. I think I got everything all set, so we should be good to rock. What a last minute scramble as always. Oh, how you been, buddy?
Good. It's good.
Good.
Last week.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was fun.
Down in Florida?
Yeah. Nice and warm.
Yeah.
I got back and I was like, ugh.
Disappointed!
Yep.
I'm gonna save you one of these for next week.
What is that? Ooh.
Very hazy from Treehouse. I got 4. Drinking one of them tonight. Saving the rest for next week. You, me, and John get one each.
All right, I'm down.
It's gonna be glorious. Sounds good here. Chris says it's good. All right, who we got in the chat? Were you able to? Oh, you can probably put the stream up on your computer.
Yeah, I got it. I got it right here. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't mess with your window for Discord, we're good.
No, I got it all set up.
Hell yeah, we got Drew, Talon, Dave, Chris, Jack, David, Brian, Rouge Trader. What else we got? Chris. Hammer time. What's up, Robbie?
This is weird for me already.
What's going on, Nick? For those that didn't see my post yesterday, we did some striper fishing down in Connecticut. And of course, you got to stop at Treehouse. Anytime you're on your way back from there, at least for me, I literally have to drive right by Treehouse. So I'm not going to not stop at Treehouse.
That stuff's good.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but I know the other one's good.
You've had regular haze, and this is just very hazy. So it's like, it's heavier, but still like better, smoother, lighter. It's beauteous.
I want one.
Oh yeah, don't worry, buddy. I got you covered.
Thanks.
What else we got here? John, what's going on, buddy? I left that camera in a really terrible spot. That's okay. Sir Altitude, Bass and Beers. Damn right. That's right. I was fishing with Dennis, who's the founder of that Facebook page. So let me know if the mic on my end, guys, sounds like tinny or anything. There's a couple filters that I might want to add. I'm just trying to like find the right balance between clarity and like bass and treble. Like if it's too pitchy or anything, the whole 9 yards. John says connection sounds awesome.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah. So this is excellent. There's 2 things I screwed up while setting this all up last night. One, as you can tell, I'm wearing headphones. So is Andrew. We set the whole thing up. We tested, like, hey, everything's great. And then like I got home and I was like, oh, I messed up. I forgot that with this whole new audio interface, it's supposed to be set up so that we can just plug in, like nice headphones into it. And then that audio will output to not only me, but to you guys in the stream. It'll sound like Andrew is just sitting here talking to me. Or at least the same quality they hear from his mic is the same that you guys.
It should be the same, yeah.
So, and I screwed up. I didn't plug in my headphones on this to test it. And what was it, 7:35 I called you? I'm like, okay, we can figure this out. It'll be quick.
Yeah. 2 minutes to go. We figured it out. He figured it out.
Absolute scrap. And it was the dumbest thing too. I literally just had to go into my settings and set like the default for input output to the Rodecaster Pro, which is my whole audio interface. But it was like multiple spots I had to get it done. Simple. I thought it was gonna be a lot more complicated than it was. It's not. then that makes me that much more happier with this thing. That I didn't realize that in order to hear you, I had to turn up the USB
What?
on the interface. Yeah, dude. There's like you guys kind of can't see it, but there's 4 sliders here for mic inputs for the 4 mics we could have. Then there's a USB, a cell phone, and then Bluetooth, depending upon what you have people connected by, like what device using Bluetooth. And then I even have feedback, like to hear myself, I could jack this up. Oh no, I gotta hit record on this. Boop. And it's got a little micro USB, micro SD card reader in here, so that I can just straight up record the audio, like from its natural point. And it
Wait.
at the end of it, all goes right to a micro SD card, and then I can just take that audio and just right at my computer.
Wait a minute. Hit the hit one of the funny things. I want to see if I can hear it.
Oh.
The words of Scotty Wallace. Yeah.
I think it's playing.
Oh no, I can't hear it
Hang
through
on.
this. I'd have to play it through YouTube.
I want to know if anybody else heard it.
Yeah, he did. He heard it.
Well, I hope so. Why you? Ah. Always had some haze. Andrew, put on some Christmas lights in your dungeon.
I actually have bobber Christmas lights, but they fell down from over there. But they're still over there. Here.
You should have had them set up.
Here, can you see them? They're still kind of
Oh, yeah.
hanging.
Oh, good. Yep, Scotty Wallacey. Audio sounds nice from Chris. Thanks, Panda. What did I miss? Wait, whoa. Iron Dog. As if you need to find the right bass, noob. Right, the bass. What's going on, Mass Big Baits? Panda in here. Iron, yeah. All right, everybody. Okay, let's roll into it. We're doing 2022 goals, not just for us personally, for what we're doing fishing wise. Hey, mouth breather, you're blowing right into the mic.
Do this every time I talk.
There you go. Nope, can't see them. It's still a creepy dungeon. All right, we're off track. All right. So the goal for tonight is 2022 goals, not just for what we are doing personally on the water for ourselves, but like everything beyond that, the channel, the website, the whole 9 yards. And I really want to get the like community heavily involved in this because like obviously we already have our own goals, like kind of a direction that I'm certainly driving everything towards, like goals that Andrew has in mind, but like kind of doesn't work out if none of it really is in line with what you guys want to see. So, you know, a little bit of give and take here. I have my goals, but I am absolutely flexible in what I'm doing. My mind is set. I know what I want to do, but it's important in all things in life to be flexible, right? Because what you envision may not really be something that people want or, you know, need. So that's where a lot of that community feedback is going to be integral to kind of what shapes the rest of 2022 for us. You know, the first like month is pretty much already set up. We got guests coming in on this. This is a good test. You know, Andrew was close proximity to someone that's running positive. Got to worry about my family. So we're like, he called me last night. He's like, yeah, let's just play it safe and not do that. I was like, perfect. We have this whole new setup that's supposed to make this easy.
And it works.
And it is.
It works. Works great.
Yep. So that's the plan. And at the end of this, I actually want to hear from everybody else too, because I want to hear like 2022 fishing goals for everybody else. That's one big part of it. For those that were here last week, you may be a little confused. We were supposed to be doing ice fishing tonight, but because Andrew couldn't be here physically, I wanted to wait till next week to do that. That's something that I can only barely speak to. Andrew is like 10 times more experience on the ice than I do. So with John coming back, it's essentially going to be Andrew and John that run that show, and I'm just going to be there to kind of like facilitate the conversation, keep things on track, like, you know, engage with the chat and the whole 9 yards. So I wanted to save that for one more week so the 3 of us could be here, and then it's another opportunity to test out multiple mics and get this thing whole set up. We've already got guests lined up for the next couple of podcasts here, which is going to be great. We are on the cusp of getting this whole thing on Spotify and all other podcast sources. It'll be on the website, like the whole 9 yards. The next month is going to be crazy. Back to the chat really quick. Talon, dude, I put my notice at work today. Hey, I hope that's for a good reason, buddy. Congrats. Right?
Rooting for you.
Panda, I want to see... Well, Panda, what did you say? I want to see Sean and Andrew throw more big swim baits, 8-inch plus. Hey, isn't that an 8-inch mag draft in the thumbnail for this video that I caught a fish on earlier this spring? It was great.
Baby.
Dan, Ice Baby with Big John. Damn right. All right, Iron Dog. I want to hear your streams. Your non-fishing stream. My goal is getting fatter and more crotchety over time. So far, so good. Oh, that's awesome. Grat, Bass Nation TBF tournaments. Maybe get a participant on after each tournament. Ooh. Well, we're gonna cover that. It's gonna be good. Yeah. Anyway, let's roll into it. So let's talk. At first, no, we're getting out of track here, buddy. We gotta do a fishing report. You were in Florida.
I went fishing in Florida.
I want to hear. I know everybody else wants to hear about your Florida trip because I know you were like, I'm doing this for me. I'm going, not like off the grid, but you're going like off the grid.
I
No,
went
I'm shutting
off
everything
the
down.
freaking grid in 2 ways, 3 ways.
I want to hear all the details of your trip.
So, I mean, the airport was just when we got down. I got down there. I went alone. The airport when I got down there was just an absolute freaking mess. I almost watched 2 Jamaican dudes almost kill each other over alcohol. It was a mess. It was fun.
Jesus.
It was funny.
Was it good alcohol at least?
I don't know. It was duty-free alcohol, so I don't know. But yeah, I got set up to go fishing, just a private pond in somebody's backyard. They're like, yeah, there's got bass in there and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, all right, cool. I ended up giving up on bass after the first like 2 hours because I just could not get them to bite. It was cold when I first got down there. It was like 47 degrees. A lot of people are saying that the fishing had been just dog shit, really. But I ended up catching like this big butterball catfish. Like I should have sent you the picture. It was like the size of my foot. Like it was just big, like bullhead, pretty much what they are down there, I guess.
You catch that up here and through the ice, like that's absolutely going to the frying pan.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that happened, and then I was waiting. I was fishing while I was waiting for the dude to come pick me up for the airboat ride, because this dude Alan, he's got an airboat, and he's my sister's boyfriend's friend, and he's like, yeah, take him out, and he's like, okay. So he just showed up with the airboat, and he's like, hop in, we're going. I'm like, all right. Hop in. We started driving down these like literally the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Florida, like in the swamps. Unload the boat. I hop on. We just start going. I'm like, all right, kind of out there. And then we went for miles and miles and miles out into the middle of freaking nowhere, just looking for gators. Like the gators everywhere, birds flying all over the place. We chased a deer, like in the airboat. That was fun. And then after that, I just kind of went back to the house, hung out. I went down to the docks, went fishing behind my sister's house, and didn't really get on anything. I got bit once by something big. It just broke me off, like instantly.
No.
And then saw like a small stingray, bunch of dolphins everywhere. And the next day, we're like, well, fuck it, let's rent a boat. So I went and rented a boat for the day. We went out, caught a couple trout. Got bit by a snook. Didn't catch it, obviously. I would have shared that.
Disappointed.
Yeah. And then pretty much that's how it went the whole time. We spent the rest of the weekend on the boat. And till the last day, we went out towards the ocean. Like it was a pontoon boat we rented. I originally rented a 20-foot nitro center console with, I think it had 1 power pole and had a trolling motor on it. We get there.
I meant to ask you about that because you told me that, and then Chrissy's like, I thought you said he was getting a bass boat, not some grandpa boat. I looked at your video. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, well, we get there, and they're like, oh, yeah, it went to storage. I'm like, it's not winter down here. Like, what do you do? You don't put that thing away.
Storage? You should have been like, my dumbass friend and I don't even put his bass boat away in New Hampshire. What are you talking about? Your boat went to storage.
I know. So we ended up getting a pontoon boat, which was actually pretty sick. It was nice, just like cruising in and out of all the stuff, and when we could just set up with rod holders and just hang out, like cut bait and whatever.
Yep.
So we went out towards the ocean. I ended up getting a blue runner or whatever the hell it was, and saved that for a little while until we got back to one of the bridges with the pilings. Ended up anchoring up behind one of the pilings and cut that fish, I think, in half or in thirds. We sat there for probably an hour. And then we're just like, all right, whatever, bring the lines in. and my sister's boyfriend started bringing his line, and because he lives down there, he knows he's caught all these fish before, and he was trying to get me on these fish. And he lifts up, and he's like, I look back at him, I'm like, that looks stuck. God damn it. and then you just see the rod just double over. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. And he's like, here, take this. So I start reeling in. I'm like, oh, I can't reel in because it's just stuck to the bottom. I ended up catching it was a 60-pound ray that on my heavy bass rod with 15-pound fluoro on it. That took, I don't know, 15 minutes to get it in, just to get it off the bottom. And then as soon as it came off the bottom, it just kind of came right up. But that was gnarly. That was absolutely insane. That was cool.
And didn't you say that you guys, like, I mean, you kept trying to lift up on it because it was basically like suction cup to the bottom?
Mhm.
It was Josh who was like, no, just spool it out. We're going to back up and we're going to basically like try and drag him up. So you kind of like pull him and then that would help lift, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was trying to pull straight up on it and I could not get it off the bottom. And that's what, yeah, he pulled anchor and we like backed out away from it. And I just let a bunch of line out. And then we could like drag it up, and then it like kind of like came up off the bottom, and then we could pull it up.
Like pulling a kite?
Yeah, pretty much. It was I didn't know what it was. We honestly thought it could have been a big shark that didn't know it was hooked yet.
Yeah.
And
that would have been insane.
That was kind of scary. The thought, because you could only see 6 inches into the water, and then it's just brown. So.
Oh yeah.
It was like,
how deep?
It was, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet deep.
That's it? That's where you pulled that thing up from?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it wasn't deep. It just didn't want to come up. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Absolutely insane. But other than that, we saw a bunch of gators. Was supposed to meet up with Jerry and possibly if you go fishing with Roll Martin, but that ended up not happening because it just didn't. I wanted to spend time with family and whatever. I never get to see them, so.
Yeah. Hey, man, we'll go back down in February. We'll go fishing with them then.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I mean, that's literally my only plan. Like, if we go down there in February, it's just go fish Okeechobee. So
I'm down.
It'll happen.
It's cheap trip.
Yeah, dude. I've got my vacation time saved up. I just gotta figure out how to make it happen and when. I gotta talk to the wife and figure out what she's already working, and see if we can't work around that.
Right.
But
Maybe if we
all in all, sounds like a good trip.
I had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Did you eat a lot of tasty food? You never told me about any of the good food you had.
Dude.
There it is. I feel like this is the real highlight of this.
All right. So we went to this place called Outriggers, and you can drive. We drove the boat up to the dock, got out. You walk right up the stairs, right up to the bar, and like get seated or whatever. This dude was like, "Have you ever had the Millionaire's grilled cheese?" I'm like, "No." What is it?
Yeah.
It's a grilled cheese, big fat grilled cheese with like chunks of lobster and crab in it. Oh my God. It was amazing. And that was we went there 2 or 3 times. I got it every time we went.
I was saying, it sounds like a big step up from your usual sandwiches from the gas station.
I know. It was. And then we went to another place and I got a blackened mahi sandwich. That was really good.
I had that when I went down to Daytona to visit my grandparents back February 2018. And I really remember that because my papa was not doing well at the time. And we were down there during Super Bowl weekend when the Patriots lost to the Eagles. And like, I know a lot of guys here aren't huge sports fans, but you can probably imagine and understand, like, I'm not a sports fanatic by any means, but I do enjoy football. And obviously I love the Patriots. So being down in pretty much the whole state of Florida, at this point, absolutely fucking hated everything about Tom Brady. So 100% enemy territory, and then watching them get their teeth kicked in the Super Bowl, I felt very, very, very uncomfortable and out of place. But dude, I had the same thing when I was down there. Black and Mahi. Oh my God.
Dude, it's really good.
Fantastic. As we got showing up, Ben, Jason, Jeff. Hey boys.
Hey.
Any other noteworthy food?
Yes.
Or was that pretty much
no.
it? Yeah. I was gonna say, there's no way. You were down there for like 6 days.
The picanha. Or picante, or whatever the fuck he calls it. But it's a top cap sirloin.
Yep.
But it's he just grilled it the right way, and it was just
Oh yeah, picanha. Yeah, I know.
Picanha.
Yeah,
Picanha,
yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. We had that
That
like the
is
first. I
the
think it was the
best.
first night we had that. It was cool. It was good. The whole trip was just cool. I just had a great time.
That-
And I got back on the plane. We get back here, and we're starting to come in. And I see frost in the window. I'm like, slide.
I don't want anything of this.
It's horrible. Getting back here. Nah, it's fine. It is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
that's pretty much my trip.
nice, man. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you got to enjoy a lot of tasty food and visit with family.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Mint. What else we got in the chat? Ben, Andrew was home, but was close contact with someone that tested positive for the Rona, so we played it safe because of my family. So he's quarantined for now. Apparently, the new CDC guidelines is 5 days. I don't. That's literally happened yesterday. It went from 10 days to 5 days.
I got my own office at work, so I'm fine.
See you on Sunday for fishing.
Yeah.
All right, my turn for the trip. So it looks okay now. I don't know how close I can get to this without throwing off the zoom on that. It's not bad.
Oh yeah, your finger.
I don't know if you can see that.
Dumbass.
Shut up. I mean, you kind of can't see it. So like, in here is all bruised to hell. My fingertip looks way better, but like the majority of this was all filled with blood and everything. Like the friggin' whole tip of my finger was filled with blood. Yeah, I slipped and fell down my stairs on Christmas morning. And I knew it was icy out, like everybody said it was gonna be icy. So like I let my dog out first thing in the morning, put my foot. It's like a big concrete step and then like 4 like normal steps. More like a concrete pad to 4 steps. I put my foot out and like slid it all the way across and I didn't feel any ice. And it just looked wet. Watched my dog go down, 0 slipping. I'm like, awesome. Went out like a half an hour later because the wife is like, oh, we forgot Gus, our dog. We forgot Gus's present in the car. Can you get it? I'm like, yeah. Go out, hit the very lip of that top step, and just both feet straight up cartoon style, up and over my head. And at the same time, like as soon as my feet hit, I immediately was like, hey-ya! And friggin' matrix myself back. Got one hand on the ground immediately, and then one hand tried to grab the rail, and I missed it. And instead, I basically like angle like that, and then there's this decorative like S-turn rail that comes up underneath, and then it kisses off under here, and it's welded right there. And I just jammed just my middle fingertip in that groove, and it was at the very top, and I fell, and I'm like, I could feel it. I'm like, oh god, my finger, and then I just felt pop, and I hit the bottom. I slid out, and I immediately grabbed my hand. There's blood everywhere. I look back at the railing. I'm like, no fingertip. Oh my god, I have my fingertip.
Oh man.
So I don't know if I don't think at this point I don't think I broke it. The first 2 days I wasn't sure. It hurts like hell. I mean obviously make a grip, but it's about as best as I can get with that. And it hurts the rest of my finger. Like it hurts kind of just in the middle of my palm of my hand. So that shot my whole weekend. I couldn't go fishing until yesterday. Went for striped bass down in Connecticut. Never going to tell you where, so don't ask. It was okay. The highlight of it was getting the $100 parking ticket. That sucked.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, dude. And you know what the worst part about it was? Like I didn't care. Like that's the gamble I'm willing to take for launching here. And came back to get my sunglasses. Water was coming down. So look at you. Of course he's got pizza. Water was coming down from the tide, and I beached the boat in a terrible spot. So we stopped like 3 or 4 feet from shore. I'm like, well, nothing to do but go in because water's still going down, so I can't leave the boat here before it gets stuck. I got a brand new pair of DC like winter boots. They look like DC high tops, but they're insulated, or yeah, kind of insulated. Stepped in the water up to my ankles, soaked them through. Go to my car, see I got the parking ticket, get back in the boat, we go fish. The fishing died after that, dude. There was nothing. But it was beautiful. Like the whole ride down sucked. There was snow here before I left, and then it was like all ice and slush down the roads. It took us almost 4 hours to get there, and then it was slower than death. Like right off the bat, a 3/8 ounce jig head with a 3.5 inch fluke on there. I brought my drop shot rod to throw this. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like they're probably gonna eat the A rig, but I looked at Dennis like I got a really good feeling about this. I think this is gonna be it. So I tried, but the current was too much, and they weren't really suspended. Like they were. The only time they looked suspended was because they were literally stacked 15 feet high off the bottom, just line.
Damn.
Yeah. So we we I don't know, maybe 5 minutes into it, I caught my first fish. And then for like the next 2 hours, it was pretty good. Water was coming down. Like when we got there, water was already starting to fall as it was going into low tide, but like not super crazy low yet. And the whole thing shifts like 6 or 7 feet while you're out there. And it was about like 11 o'clock. The bite just died. We couldn't figure it out. We were talking to a bunch of other guys out there. Like they weren't, maybe. I mean, the current, it was still pulling good current. Like you could see the water rippling past the poles, and I'd take it off spot lock. We'd start drifting, but like it definitely slowed down for like that last hour before it bottomed out at about, it was supposed to bottom out at 1:30, but I felt like it bottomed out a little bit earlier than that. They didn't want anything. At one point, we were spot locked in a spot. You've got one side of the channel of like the riverbank that comes down, right? And then you've got this one spot where the bank, like it's way wider, but if the river's that wide, the main river channel where it's at its deepest is only like this. And submerged, there's like this big flat at 20 feet. And going up the river, it kind of, that submerged flat kind of like bends in and it goes into a deep pocket and slack water over here. But where it comes back out to the main channel, it drops off tight. It creates like this beautiful kind of narrow, like 30 to 40, maybe 50-foot wide.
Is that where it cuts off to the left?
Yep.
And is that deep?
No, further back by the ramp.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So kind of like right at the point of that peninsula we fished.
Yep.
And then, on the top end, there was that hole. Dude, they were literally not past that point.
Really?
Nothing. We went all the way up, nothing. And then, but so like that trough, we parked there, right? At, I don't even know. It was like probably 10:30, 11. I swear to God, I was marking at least 1,000 fish on my 360.
I believe it.
That's all you could see was just fish. And it was infuriating because you could feel the bait bump a fish and they kind of tickle it, bump fish, bite, nothing. So I ended up for like a bunch of just like 2-pounders. I don't know. They're probably all like 16, 18 inch. I ended up catching one that was 25 inches. I caught every single one on that Demiki rig, basically, is what it was with the fluke.
Right, yep.
There was one. I threw a blade bait out trying this, right? Frank, we was winter holdovers, so yeah, kind of, but we were up in a river. Threw my blade bait out, let it hit the bottom, little pop, nothing. I let it sit there, let it soak. Went to go lift it, and I like just lift up. It didn't move, and I lift up, and it just my rod stopped, and I'm like, oh, I got a rock. Swoop. I looked at Dennis. I'm like, dude, this is it. That's the fish. Reeled into it, tried lifting up, and the rod didn't move, and I felt, whoomp.
That was a big one.
Gone.
That was a big fish.
Yep, just like that, gone, came unpinned.
Damn.
That hurt my soul.
I bet it did.
Dude, it was, I've never felt like, it's not, I know I didn't snag anything, because my bait was sitting on the bottom, like I popped it, dropped it, dropped it again, and always on tight line, kind of like I'm fishing for smallmouth.
Yeah.
Because they were hitting, that's what we were doing with the fluke, and they were kind of hitting it the same way. So drop it down, and nothing on the bite on the fall down, and then I let it soak for like a good 10 seconds. And I went to lift up, and the bait never moved. It never got off the bottom. Never felt any vibration, nothing. I just lifted, and it was like I was stuck in a rock immediately. And I lifted up, and I think it was kind of moving a little bit, but then I just felt that thwomp, like two giant head shakes. Oh my God, this is it. And then just one giant head shake, and she came undone. I was so distraught. And then that was like it for this day. I caught 2 more dinks. I ended up with 12. Dennis had 10. We left way earlier than we anticipated on originally doing. We stopped at Treehouse on the way home, and we had a blast regardless. It was way slower. He knows a guy he was talking to down there that they ended up catching a little over 100 on Sunday, so just 2 days prior to us being there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Missed it, but is what it is.
You didn't miss it. It's still going. They just weren't biting that day.
Oh, we missed it that day, I should
right,
say.
Right.
Yeah. There was one guy saying that he heard that they were biting a lot better downstream, but there's a shoal, which you remember last year, we came up over it with Dennis.
Yep.
It scared the crap out of us.
Yep.
So by the time we realized, like, maybe we should go down, we were almost at the bottom of low tide. We came up that before, and I'm never doing that again.
No.
Dude, it was terrifying going over that. 2 feet of water, you don't know where you're going to hit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, around that big bend.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it. It's I only got out once in my whole holiday weekend. I was supposed to fish like 3 or 4 times. Supposed to get out Christmas Eve, but decided to stay home with the family. And it was good. I had a blast. I had a great Christmas.
Good.
It was yeah, got a couple things. It was very nice from the wife. Oh, I should have brought those pictures down. when I caught my PB largemouth last year, my mom printed out like this 18 by 24 foot like really nice canvas print of my PB largie. And then my wife, when I caught my new PB smallie, she did the same thing. So now I got these two giant like pictures up in the living room wall. Every time I see it, I'd laugh. I'm like, I did just as well that I made the wall with the family kids because it's all just kids on the wall. And then there's two pictures of dumbass me like, I got fish, and I'm like, I made the wall.
I made it. Yeah, my picture at my mom's is me holding the fish at St. Lawrence River.
Yeah, dude, I love that picture.
Thanks.
I sent you the updated version of that, right? Like I went through and I cleaned it up in Lightroom and it came out wicked good. And I know I sent it to you, but I don't know if you remember if you got it.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I probably did.
I probably sent it to you through photos. You should look. If not, I'll send it again. All right, Iron Dog. Have a good night. So that's it. That's the weekend report, both from Andrew down in Florida, myself up here in New England. We're still after it. My goal is to not put the bass boat away this winter, but I'm also still going to get in some ice fishing. So for those looking forward to that content, that is going to happen. Don't worry about that. Real quick, for those that are watching, if you haven't yet, if you want to drop a little quick like on the video, that would be greatly appreciative. It helps more than you know.
Do it.
Right for donations, we got to cover that again. You can see down there in the bottom left. I don't know. Depends which way.
Wait,
yeah, bottom left.
No, this way, right? Maybe.
Yep, there you go.
There we go.
Although it's under me, so I should be like, boop, boop. Wait. Backwards perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot I was going that way.
There. Yeah, down there. We're at $540 out of $1,200. That is incredible because all $540 of that came last week's stream.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is
You guys
insane.
are nuts.
Absolutely insane. Cannot thank you guys enough. Like, that's incredible. We're going to take that and we're going towards all new GoPros. All new memory cards, because we're going to have to go up to 512 gigabyte video memory cards per GoPro. And then a couple new battery packs to simplify the setup on the boat so it makes it easier to set up and tear down beginning and end of the day. It's going to be good. So anybody that's willing to donate, always appreciative. It helps a ton. You can do it either through here on the stream, through YouTube, if you have your account set up as such to do so. Or if it's easier, you can send it to us through PayPal or Venmo. Both accounts are down in the video description below. Anybody that's willing to send anything, hugely appreciative. We thank you guys very much.
Yes, thanks.
On to the goals.
The goals.
I'm thinking, let's start with you, buddy. Let's kind of quickly cover our 2022 personal goals for fishing.
All right.
Have you given this that much thought yet? Because you know me, that's all I ever think about is what can I do better?
I've written stuff down.
You did. Oh, I'm proud of you, buddy.
I know. I'm adulting. That's my adulting for the month. And I drew it on a freaking bag of weed. Well, I mean, the PB largie is obvious. Obviously, I want to get a PB largie.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know. I just thinking kind of like get more comfortable with different baits. Like I said that last year that I wanted to do a lot more crankbaiting, and I never really did. I didn't really get into it much. I did a little bit, but not much. And I didn't even use a square bill that much this year either, even though I talk about them all the time. And a jerkbait. I didn't use a jerkbait much either this year. Just
it's because we talked about that. The few instances where we were in conditions like hell yeah, jerkbait bite.
Yeah.
And it never panned out. Like those first few early sessions of the year where it's like guaranteed, like, oh yeah, guy. This is like the epitome of jerkbait conditions. And then 2 hours later we're sitting there like, the hell happened?
Yeah, just throwing a jig. Fuck.
Yep.
The jerkbait, throw a jig all day. I don't know. And I was also thinking like do more like experimental stuff with like different baits on Carolina rig, different weights on Carolina rig with bigger baits, and just see how it all works and everything. And like different things for drop shot, different tag lengths. Like actually like try and like in the middle of the summer just have like a 2-inch tag length with a really lightweight.
Yeah.
With a bigger bait. And new water, really. I just want to. I mean, we did actually fish a lot more water this year, like different water this year.
We definitely did. There was a few lakes that I had like in mind that I was really hoping we could get to. A couple were in New Hampshire, but most were in Vermont. And we had talked about this actually, I think, Like, I know we talked about it personally, but I actually think we ended up talking about it on this show, like early on in the first handful of episodes, where we were talking about goals, and we talked about going to Maine a lot. We didn't even go to Maine
Yeah,
once
we
this
didn't.
year.
Oh, I did.
There's
I did.
so much good.
I went once
When did you go to Maine?
with Kristen.
Oh yeah,
Went
yeah,
up
yeah,
there
yeah. You
and,
went to yeah,
the hell did we go?
Little Sebago.
Little Sebago. Little Sebago. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you did.
It was just a tough day that day. I stepped in human poop, and it was just rough.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was.
Dan said goal. Sorry, Dan said goals. Tear down decorative metal rails and put pressure treated handrails.
No, you get stabbed by those things, you get an infection.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, anyway, you said Little Sebago, Maine. You stepped in human poop.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to kind of just go out this year. I think we were talking about this the other day. I kind of just want to have this year as like a fun day. I mean, fun day, fun season. Just go out, have fun, not worry about much,
Absolutely.
and just fish as much as you can.
Yep.
Because I didn't really get to fish that much this year, with everything that went on at work and everything else. And the COVID. Actually, COVID never stopped me. I'm just using
No.
it just an excuse. But yeah, definitely get my boat out more next year for sure.
Oh yeah, we got to put some work in on that together with you. Figure just button up a lot of things for you, make life easier.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
for sure.
you can utilize it more since I can only fish on Sundays.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
You have to wait for my dumb ass.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I know. We still have our Sundays.
I know.
John's in the background, thinking, like, listening to this, probably building rods. He's like, "Yeah, Andrew, fix your boat so that I can go fishing with Sean."
I don't mind. He can come with me on Mondays if he's not working.
There you go. So out of all those goals, what is your highest priority?
largie.
Like, what's your PB largie? That's what I figured.
Always, it always has to be. But
and expanding on that, like that was your goal for this
if
year.
I could get
we tried our asses off, man.
I know. But if I get my PB largie deep cranking though, that would be sick. That would be cool.
I have a really good feeling I know where you could break it.
Me too.
Like our best chance.
Me too.
Yeah, and doing it the way you like it. Only because Dennis has done it twice now, in an area, this spring and last spring. Jerkbait.
See, I think I would want to get it cranking. I'm not going to shoot.
I'm
not going to sit here and be like, no, I'm not going to. I don't want it on jerkbait.
Crack, crack. Oh, it's a jerkbait, PB.
God damn, 8-pound freaking largemouth on a jerkbait. God damn it.
Like how I felt about my PB.
Right.
I get in the boat and I'm like, you can barely breathe. By the time I can sit there and process it, I'm like, I'm a stupid psycho.
Hey, you got it, though.
I did. And it wasn't for lack of trying. Like, dude, like I said, 13 minutes from the moment I saw it fish till I hooked it. And I literally threw everything in my boat that I had lined up and finally looked at that one last rod with the Nico Rig Senko. I'm like, fine. Sling. Oh, God.
Yeah. I really wish I was there.
That's how she goes.
Oh, well.
No, apparently nobody's ever allowed to fish with me when I catch PBs. Josh was the last one in friggin' 2009. And then I fished with somebody that was there to witness my PB.
All right, well, it's going to be close between me and you, I think. When you get your next PB, I'm going to be like, oh, he's getting close.
This spring, when we go back to home base, like where we put in a ton of time this year to try and like figure out, like, yeah, I mean, you hooked that one that you lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go there like 3 or 4 nights this spring without you alone. That way I have my best chance of catching a PB. But then if it happens, I can throw it in the box and call you up like, get your ass down here.
I'm just going to come up there and hide in the freaking, up in the inlet. Just watch you. Binoculars, yeah.
Like fishing game. I hook into it, land it, and I just hear it from the background. Yeah, buddy.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, God, that'd be great.
Just shooting with a paintball gun so you drop it and can't get a picture.
Oh. I'm just trying to take a picture, self-timer the phone.
Whack, whack,
Pop, 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 pop. No.
What about you?
All right, anyway. So, it's funny because Dennis and I were talking about this the other day. He's been talking about doing a lot of BFS fishing, which for the life of me I can't remember. It has to like a lot to do with like micro finesse baits, like presentations or something like that, like a traditional thing, but
Teeny
in
tiny.
a micro finesse. Yeah, and like they make rods and casting reels specifically for this.
So you're going crappie fishing.
Kinda. So that originally was on my list, but then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, as fun as it would be, I thought back to like what a lot of my goals were for this year, and one of them was cranking, getting a lot of deep cranking, because I used to do a ton of cranking. I still had 2 boxes full of crankbaits.
Right.
Shallow divers, which I still throw quite a bit. And I got back into it a little bit this year, but I really wanted to like figure out that deep cranking game, and I just never did it. So that's kind of along the lines for the same goals that I had for this year, where every year I've tried to pick something new to figure out, and one of those goals for this year I accomplished. This most important one for me was figuring out how to catch suspended smallmouth. Pretty sure I got it down. That's literally the last hole in my repertoire. Now at literally any point in the year, regardless of what the conditions are, what the water temps are, what the fish are doing, largemouth or smallmouth, I know I can go out and catch fish.
Oh yeah.
I've got it covered top to bottom.
Yeah.
The last piece of that puzzle is that suspended finesse bite, and I've got it figured out. So
yeah, you called me right after you figured out, like, I can do it.
Back in September, it was great, dude. I was so happy. That Demiki rig was plaguing me, but now I figured out. I'm like, okay, like, what do I want to do for 2022? PB largie is still high on the list now because now I've gone 2 years in a row of catching a PB small. Yeah, technically I didn't break it last year. I tied it, but like it still like gave me hope. Like, okay, I'm really getting the smallmouth thing down. I can catch them ice out to ice in again, like I've been able to do for largemouth.
Right.
I broke my PB. I tied it last year. I broke it twice this year. So I really want to get back into trying different things for largemouth. Hey, whoever's in the chat for mods, can you delete that comment, please? So number 1, break PB largemouth. I'm on the same page as you. Number 2, I want to get better at breaking down my favorite techniques better. So pretty much along the same lines as you. But what I was specifically thinking about was, like you said, drop shot, but like taking the baits I already have and constantly messing with color. I've got those bait traps.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't used them yet.
Yeah.
I've had them all freaking year, and I just kept forgetting to bring them out with me. Just get a freaking order on Amazon the cheapest freaking case of canned cat food I can find and just have it like beside them. Like right here. So when I grab all my fishing stuff, I go out the door, I'm like, oh yeah, right. Can of cat food to bait traps, let's go. And I want to set those up. I want to learn more about what all of the bait fish look like throughout the year. And in tandem with tailoring my baits, my presentations, the colors to be much like more perfect, for lack of a better way to put it. I want these things to really replicate what is going on out there for what these bass are eating. One specific example I had was I was reading a ton of articles and just stories from, guys talking about Aaron Martins after his passing. And one of the stories one guy shared was they were fishing a tournament with him early on in his career. And they watched him out there with drop shot. I forget where, somewhere down the southern reservoir. But it was like one of those spots where, those guys are always fishing the bridges.
Right, yeah.
And he took his drop shot and he dropped it down and he was just staring at his grass. So they must have been like relatively deep water, and he was watching them on 2D sonar, how they were reacting. And he lifted his bait up and he had a marker with him. And he'd pull his bait up and he'd just do a quick little thing, drop it down. And this guy said, because I can't remember who it was that wrote it, they watched Martins do this like 12 or 13 times before finally hooking up with a fish. And they drop down, hook up a fish, and drop down, hook up with a fish, and then like left. But just like that level of attention to detail, we're kind of already been doing. Like, how many times have I said color is everything?
It is always.
And how many times?
Everything.
Right. And how many times have you watched me, like, especially when we're smallmouth fishing, drop down on a fish, watch how it reacts. Yeah, no, that's not right. Take that bait off, literally one cast, throw it down, pick up another bait, tie it on, drop it down. No, that's even worse. Take that off because he didn't come back. Throw in another one. Oh, okay. He really liked that. He kind of hung around, but it's not quite there. Let me see what I got. Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe that's kind of the same thing, but it's got a little bit more blue and it dropped down. Donk, got a fish. I want to expand that now, like with getting everything I can to customize my baits. I want to make sure, like, what was it? The Spike It dye, right? I've got a bunch of those dyes. I got the markers. Now they have like an aerosol can that I just saw today. So it's like the fishing dye with the garlic scent, but in a spray paint can.
Right.
So like being able to do that to really like just like and they put a nice solid stripe along the belly or something like that. I saw Ike and Ellie doing it today where he had like this mesh thing, they spray painted over, so he gave a white fluke like a gill, not a gill pattern, a scale pattern to it. So that's like honestly my number one. Number two would be catching a new PB, and then my 3 and 4 are kind of at odds with each other. You know, per our conversation of the day, I'm torn between wanting to just travel more, like I've always had, and wanting to do like an actual tournament trail for the whole year. So I think what we're gonna do is just stick to the like what you had just said the other day, where we'll travel more because it's just so much more fun with the limited time I have. I'd rather do that, and we'll squeeze in a tournament here and there where we can.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's what I want to do.
Yep.
The smaller tournament trails are fun anyway. All the groups with all the just they're all friends, so it's fun.
Right. Right, especially fishing with the Merrimack Valley bass anglers. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, there's so much
Tiago,
fun.
David,
So much fun to fish
Barry,
with.
like
all good guys.
Although we need to go in and like someone needs to knock Barry and Tiago down a peg or two.
Yeah.
Dude, they won like 8 of the 10 tournaments this year. They were on a friggin' tear.
Yeah, well, they had that one place where they didn't do too well.
No, I forget where that was.
Oh.
They had one tournament. They tanked. They did really bad. I forget where it was. But other than that, dude.
But then they came back the next
year.
1 and 1. So it's like.
Yeah. I saw because Barry just put his boat away. I think it was last weekend, and he was like, you know, him and Tiago both posted at the same time because they fish together all the time like we do, and they were talking about how good their tournament was, their season, and I commented, I was like, I'm still a little bitter that your Lunker Largy that day beat me on a tiebreaker.
I know, I saw that.
That was so close too. What a day!
Yeah, that was it 0.1 ounce or 0.2 ounces?
Something like that. Yeah, on the 4-pounders that we had. Because was it Tiago and I had the 5, and then you and Barry had the 4, like the high 4.
Yep.
And it was just barely off. Crazy. Dude, that lake was on that day.
That place was
cool.
Incredible. That place is really cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going back there, like respawn. That'd be fun.
Yeah, literally just a fun fish it.
Yep.
It'd be great.
So yeah, that's your goals. That's my goals. That's personal goals at least. So this is where chat starts to really get involved. I want to hear not only your personal goals, like start thinking about that if you already haven't given it some thought. For me, in my opinion, like I think it's important, no matter how big or small they are, to have some form of goal. If you're the type of angler that's always wanting to learn more in some way, shape, or form, if you have at least one goal that you can kind of keep in the back of your mind all day, like you don't need to pull out a pad of paper and like track your progress today. This year, I want to learn jigs. On day 1, I threw it 5 times. On day 2, I threw it 10 times. No, just make it a point to try and learn things like that, right? But just trying to challenge yourself. It isn't just about learning that one technique. It's about teaching yourself how to learn new things and be open-minded, and more importantly, figure out a method for learning different things. That was the hardest thing for me when I first started really learning how to bass fish, like picking up all these new techniques and things. Like I didn't know how to learn. I didn't really know how to fish per se back then anyway, but I also didn't know how to learn in the sense of like, what am I doing with this bait? Like, what am I supposed to expect? Yada, yada. It's like, just as simple as, dude, just fish it. Like, do the research, right? Like, there's so much research out there now.
Yeah, there really is.
You pick a technique, you can go read 20 articles from guys here in New England alone and probably 1 or 2 videos. But then if you include everybody in the US, literally hundreds of written articles and videos that you could find on these things, probably podcasts on them too, the whole 9 yards. So just at least doing a little bit of legwork into whatever it is you want to learn, and then coinciding that with like the desire to go out there and put the time in, at least you kind of have a basic understanding of this is a baseline for what I should be doing, or at least should be trying, and what I should hopefully expect for an end result for like what a bite will feel like with it. So I don't know, I just wanted to throw that out there. But as far as the channel goes, this is like something that I really want to get you guys involved with, because we have a lot of plans in the works. We have a lot of ideas, but I want to make sure it coincides with what it is that you guys are really looking for as well. So I already know what my primary goal is for with the channel, but Andrew, I'm curious for you, like, I know we talk a lot anyway, but is there something that's been always sitting in the back of your mind that you're like, I really want this to happen for this year for the channel, for what we do?
I had an idea like a little while ago. I haven't really brought it up to you, but like doing like individual limited time merch. Like,
I love where your head's at.
yes.
I
So,
love where your head's at. Go ahead and elaborate, because I want to elaborate right on that.
so I mean, I know you guys all have seen the emoji that's down below of my face. I was thinking about doing a T-shirt with it. I think it'd be kind of funny, or something stupid like that. I don't know yet.
Damn it, you ruined it. You ruined the surprise.
No, did I?
Dude, John and I were talking about it the other day after last week's stream, where I told him how we still have to launch that for the channel, for the memberships.
Right.
That's coming
Yep.
next week. I promise it's gonna be done. But I was telling him about the emojis, and I showed him the picture because I had it on my phone from sending it to you, and he just burst out laughing. He's like, "Dude, we should get T-shirts printed with his face for the ice fishing stream, so that when he shows up, we'd be wearing hoodies and then just like unzip the hoodies in the midstream." But I forgot. So there's no way I'll be able to get them ordered and get here before then. So
That's awesome.
oh, fantastic!
I think individual merch would be kind of fun. Just something like, I don't know, get something from like an individual, like that emoji picture, whatever, for me, or then something with you like a hammered fucking hook set or something.
Yep.
Into a tree, or just
So
have a jig on snagged in a rock with a smallie staring at it, just waiting.
Holy crap! All right, really quick, Dan at Ben's Tackle Shack, dude. Thank you very, very much for the donation. It's on $175.
What was that?
Yeah, you heard. I know.
No,
you
I didn't. You broke up a little bit there.
$175
From who?
for donation from Dan.
Jeez.
Ben's Tackle Shack.
Dan.
Dan,
Thanks,
thank you
dude.
very, very much. That puts us at quick maths, brain ant out there, 700 and wait,
Math.
oh, it hurts my brain. It's
A lot.
$715 out of $1,200.
That's a lot.
So
Thank you, Dan.
I mean, right there covers 2 GoPros and 2 memory cards. So like we're well on our way. We're getting there. It's gonna happen.
You guys need
Might
to
as well
go
just order
shopping
those.
at Ben's Tackle Shack.
Tonight.
All of you.
Oh, I'm so pissed. We were at Treehouse and I wasn't even thinking. We stopped there. We were in line forever. And then I saw Dan comment on Dennis's post like, "Hey, dude, I'm literally right around the corner from you." I'm like, "Oh my God, he is." And I looked at my phone. I pulled up maps. We're still in the brewery. We still had to get a ride back to where they made us park my boat and truck. And I was like, best case scenario, we're out of here in 3 minutes. It's a 25-minute ride from here to there. We'd be there 15 minutes after they close. It's never going to happen. So I'll have to do it next weekend on our way back up from Stripers again.
Yeah, I want to head over there.
Yep. stop in,
Finally.
right? So with that, what you said for your goal for like the limited edition stuff, that's a big vision that I've had for this year. And it's something that actively working towards. And I'm pretty sure you and I had already talked about this anyway, but wait, I placed that giant order for hats. I spent over $1,000 of my own money for hats, people. So if you don't buy these things, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's $1,100 for hats. So
Jesus.
yeah, if these don't sell, my wife may be sad. Oh, my wife said I'm super blurry now. Did I screw up the friggin' focus? Hang on.
What was that noise?
Let me know if I'm blurry still. Oh, I wonder if it's just a stream in general. I don't know.
It could be.
Someone tell me.
Look fine to me.
So, but like what I have in mind for the price point for selling these hats, I think is more than reasonable. I'm not trying to price gouge the hell out of people. I'm hoping to make just enough profit that what that will cover is all the equipment I need to be able to print t-shirts at home. That would be huge.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about
I can
that.
get all of the equipment necessary. Then from there, I still have to buy like materials, right? I need to buy the materials to make the graphics themselves. I need to buy material like t-shirts and stuff. But what I want to do, and the website's going to provide an avenue to do this once I get the storefront set up, is I can have like a regular rotation of the OG stuff, right? Like the OG 603, or sorry, the new 603 logo, the OG 603 logo, both
The OG.
like hats, hoodies, and decals, and just always have those. But like Andrew and I always have these funny ideas, like just absolutely make us laugh our friggin' asses off. That would be great for like one-off shirts. So to be able to do those where
I made one. Well, I didn't make it. I had an idea and somebody else made it.
Yep.
Clickbait.
John still wears it to work, dude. It's great.
I know. That's awesome. I would have sold so many of those.
I know.
I should bring it back.
Like, I still have the graphic.
Okay.
Like you could literally have it printed anytime.
All right. Let's do this.
So, to be able to do stuff like that, we can. Like, so I can at least, it's one of those, just through an understanding of what people bought last time, and I can start reaching out like through here and social media and everywhere else, getting ideas like, okay, like, what, what's your favorite color shirt, and what size do you wear? I can at least break that down so I could buy enough shirts, and it would most likely be like one solid color shirt. Like, it wouldn't be a whole host of them, but I would have a whole host of different sizes.
Right.
I say we. And then we will make the shirts ourselves. So, but then we can do that, and we can do it like more on the fly, be more flexible for being like how many like we can have on hand. We can make them on the fly, like by order, demand, the whole 9 yards. But I want to be able to do like these random one-off t-shirt designs too, while still offering again the new logo, the OG logo, and the soon to happen new Real Northern Bass Real Northern Bass logo. It's going to be a combination of the OG logo and Real Northern Bass. It's going to be its own like standalone thing that I'm like really excited about for getting this done. And that all ties into literally my same goal that I had for the channel, like merchandise and being able to get that. I say merchandise, apparel. I want to make merchandise.
Oh, my nephew's watching, by the way.
Oh, nice.
What's up, Jackson? Everybody say hi, Jackson.
Hey, Jackson. I really want to be able to do that. So, and we can do that if the hats sell. That's going to be like a big kind of like prove it factor, not only to like us, but well, basically to us. And I guess like, I don't know, there's really nothing else to it. I'm confident. I'm a little nervous, but I'm still really confident that, everything we've been doing and what you guys like and stuff, that we're on the right path and things are happening, and to be able to provide something that you guys like will make me really happy. And speaking of apparel, this AFCO hoodie is one of my favorite hoodies I own.
Yeah, I got one too. I love it.
Would anybody be interested in a 603 Bass hoodie made out of this AFCO hoodie? They have two different styles. So this one also has the thumb sleeves, or the thumb cuffs on the sleeves. I don't know how much people like that. I was like so stoked for it. Then I realized I'm never going to use that. Andrew has this literally the same thing where it's kind of got like this high collar, and it comes
right
up
here. Hold on.
Like, but it's got the built-in face buff. Yeah, show that off. So we could do that too. Like, I have the ability and the potential to get these these AFCO hoodies, not at a discount by any means, but not at retail cost either. So that after printing, like paying somebody to put my logo on it, because these have to be screen printed, something I cannot do, that I could offer them still at a reasonable price.
So this one,
still very expensive, but reasonable. I think you have the Reaper, right?
I don't remember what the hell the name is, but this thing has.
It's still got that kind of high collar in the front, but it's got the built-in face buff.
Got the built-in face buff with air holes, and then it has air holes in the pits. And
mine doesn't have that.
I think that was it. I think that was the only difference. Oh, mine didn't have the thumb holes, which I kind of wish it did, but yeah, I think that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Trying to think. So I know you guys, I said I want you to think about goals too, but this is kind of where the feedback comes in on this end. So as far as apparel goes, like beyond hats and t-shirts and stuff, like what are you looking for out of both? Like what do you want out of your hat besides obviously the logo? Like
what do you want from
what
us?
Kind of quality, what kind of style? For t-shirts, are you more like a really like thin shirt person, or like kind of one of those like heavier duty, like feels like a rugged like like higher quality t-shirt. I know some people don't like that because like they kind of sit heavy and a little stiff. Me personally, I prefer that style shirt. It feels like I'm actually wearing something, not like a handkerchief. And then hoodies. Are you zip up or pull over? And how many of you would be interested in this AFCO Reaper style hoodie? Because this is something I really, really, really want to do, more for myself than anything, for us. But if enough people are interested, I'll buy enough and print them out, and we'll sell them. We'll make it happen.
Not gonna be cheap though. Not gonna be cheap.
It'll probably be like, if I had to take a guess, 80, 90 bucks. And I don't even know that we'd be making money at that point either. It would just be doing it for the sake of doing it, to offer it.
Right.
But based on what I know for what these go for retail before screen printing, and then I had to pay somebody to screen print them too, pay for the screen printing, whole 9 yards, like it adds up fast.
Yeah.
And if it's a lower quantity, the price is going to be higher, which unfortunate, but that's the way she goes in manufacturing.
All right.
Okay, so yours was doing like one-off apparels.
Yep.
Kind of like limited releases, which I'm
Kinda,
fucking
yeah.
so glad you said, because that's really what I want to do too. I'm waiting for the chat to kind of fill out here a little bit with that question about the apparel. So I got to think about secondary. Well, I guess my primary goal, channel related, for like website related, is more website to channel integration, like the whole 9 yards. We've been doing this stream for a year. It really should have been on a podcast itself ages ago, but I really wanted my website to be done so that I could primarily host it from the website and provide another avenue for people to listen to there, or they can take it from there and go get it from Spotify, or I think iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever. Google has podcasts as well. Just provide like a ton of different avenues for people to more easily access it. But I want to provide more avenues for information to get to people. Like we've already had the one guest blog from Dennis on Blade Mates, and that went off excellent. I have 3 more people lined up for guest articles that are be happening over the next month or two. That's gonna be huge. I want to be able to write more for it myself too. I want to get the storefront up so it makes it easier to sell all this stuff. There's one other big thing. Oh, I really want to get more people involved from the community aspect on this and provide like more regional fishing reports. I'm not looking for people to share their honey holes. I'm not looking for people to even share like, general, I guess kind of like general areas, right? Like, especially right now, there's a whole mess of people that are looking for both ice and still looking for open water. So to be able to have people chime in from all over New England, and I guess we can include New York in this too. To say like I'm in Lakes region of New Hampshire, and on the bigger bodies of water, there's still no ice, but on anything you can find like smaller, we're starting to find like 3 or 4 inches of good ice here. I'm in southern New Hampshire. Yeah, there's no ice anywhere here. Don't even bother. I'm all the way down in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. A lot of these ponds are still low 40s. Like things like that I can like every week or every other week to be able to provide that from the website so that people can go through and just, not be able to comment on it, no questions or anything, just a very quick breakdown, general area, what they're finding for overall conditions, and then if they really are getting into it, maybe like a general fishing report. Yeah, hey, I was down the Cape. I was only fishing for open water. I've been killing around the blade bait. Super simple. Just give people a general idea of what's going on where around New England in real time. That's like another big goal.
Right.
So, but that it all comes together like just this further integration and expansion of the things that we already have.
Yep. Pretty much
That's
just
a
expanding.
big one.
All around expansion.
Yep.
Pretty much what we're expecting to do for the next year or two on this, and it's going to be... I think it's just going to start taking off by itself, honestly.
Absolutely. Well, you say it by yourself with a lot of hard work from the two.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's going to start growing legs. It already has. It's crazy.
Oh, for sure has. Just since we started doing this stream, it's blown up.
Yep.
It's been crazy.
And the growth has been of the right kind of growth too. You guys are amazing. This is crazy. Every time I stop and really think about like how far we've come in the last year, I'm like, eyes wide. I'm like, holy shit, this is really happening.
Yeah, right?
It's crazy, man. All right, turning it back to the chat for a minute. Dan, more goals, more branding, do live show podcasts at the New England Fishing Expo, create content, do interviews to be used throughout the year as needed. Love it. that's actually going to play into the next goal I have for the channel and everything beyond that. Mark did say he hates thin t-shirts as well. AFCO hoodie would be sick. Brian, heavy duty long sleeve. I would absolutely get the AFCO if you can get the blue camo Reaper. I don't care what it costs. That's what I like to hear.
Okay.
Sir Altitude, the 603 Bass hoodie I got last fall is my favorite thus far. The Mint Printworks ones. Heavy hoodie, it's so comfy.
Yeah, those green ones are wicked nice.
That was my favorite until I got this
I have it right here.
one. And then Dan, create 603 Bass or Real Northern Bass Talk, jig trailers, creature baits, Neds, partner with Crazy Hick. You both make money. I like where this is going. Mark, the Mint Printwork hoodies are awesome. Damn right they are. And then Jason from Crazy Hick Bait Company said, truckers always sell better than flatties around here based on experience from retail sales. I absolutely concur. I'm a more flat brim guy, but I'm definitely in the minority on that. Every time I sell hats, not this one, but like the solid gray hat, flat brim hat I have with just my white 603 logo to the offset, that one sold really well. The rest of these, like this new logo, did not do as well as I had hoped and thought it would, but it didn't do terrible. It did a lot better on t-shirts and hoodies than it did on hats. But the OG logo always kills it, which is nice. Yeah. Jeff Wagner said, I'd be so in on the AFCO style hoodie. Love them. Cost doesn't matter. Quality's my concern. Yeah, buddy. Guggen Slayer said, cool. Dave, Sean, that regional condition idea you had is fabulous. Yeah, thanks, Dave. And then Jason, flat ears are so Cali and hockey players. Give your balls a tug, Jason.
Flapper and blue hammer Reaper.
Yeah, buddy. All right, we'll make it happen. It's gonna happen. I gotta get in touch with
peeps.
That tournament we did.
Which one?
The 2-day.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones that are gonna help out.
Really?
Yeah, with these. It's gonna be real nice, bud.
Ooh.
It's gonna be real nice.
Ooh. That's cool.
Oh God, that's good.
That's cool.
I'm gonna drink another one of these when I'm done. What was the other thing we were just talking about? There was another goal that I had in mind. Brain fart. This is bad. I'm supposed to host this shit. I'm supposed to keep this thing going, Andrew. Help me out.
Sorry, I was thinking. My bad.
It hurts.
Probably do more. I'm saying, like, another thing we could do. I mean, we have guests, but I mean, like, actually have people call in more.
Yes.
Like actual.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and now, like, this was like, it sucks that you're not here, but at the same time, like, it worked out great because now
we know that
I was able to.
This works.
It works mint. I was able to troubleshoot the whole damn thing. I really wish I had thought about the whole headphone thing last night, so I didn't have to scramble today, but I'm glad I had all this other shit done yesterday so that I had the time today to figure this out. So, like, now we can go back and do guests. It doesn't matter if they're here or if they call in. We will have excellent audio quality for us and for you guys, the viewers. So, with that in mind, who do you want to see for guests on the show for 2022? We already have a couple lined up. Obviously, definitely happening next week is John from Wicked Custom Rods. He's coming back. We're going to cover ice fishing with him.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get somebody else in for ice fishing if I can, but I need, like, multiple suggestions.
I have one we already discussed, kind of. Dude, I was talking to last week. And the other guy.
Yep. We want to get more local shops involved. So leading up to the expo, the New England, the New England Fishing Expo. Brain. All of a sudden I'm thinking it's New England Outdoor. It's not. It's New England Fishing Expo. In Boxborough, Mass. Sorry, man. I got 3 hours of sleep the other night and I think I got actually 6.5 hours of sleep last night, but it was after doing 350 miles in the truck.
Oh, we get Grubs on here.
We probably could get Grubs on here. He'd probably love to. We can get him to call in too. He would be a great person to talk to from a multi-species angler perspective.
Yeah, he does a lot.
He does literally everything.
Yeah, he fishes the ocean. He does carp fishing. Does bass fishing. He does everything. He swims.
Yep, and all in New England.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
So being able to get in, so we're gonna have Dan who runs all these expos. We're gonna have him here the week after John. The 2 weeks after that, so the week after Dan, and then the following week would be the same week as the expo. We have people in mind. There's 2 guys that still haven't reached out to yet that I'm gonna get to tomorrow. One guy did reach out to, would be the owner of Beast Coast Fishing, that he said he wants to, but he's got a bunch of new products he just released, and he's got some things to tease. So he wants to wait until he gets those products in hand before he gets them in here. So I want to hear more from you guys. Like, what, even if not specific people, like what other topics would you want us to cover, and we can find the people that would be like best suited to that. Perfect example, Swimbait Scrutiny is coming back at some point prior to the Swimbait New England Expo. So we can bring them on, we can talk to them. There's a chance we might be able to get some big players in the big bait game to come in too. That would be great to talk to.
The dude we were talking about the other day.
Yup.
Dennis's buddy there.
Yup.
Yeah.
Would kill to have him on here.
You guys would freak out.
Yep. I think we can make that happen. But yeah, and then like I want to get more and more guests on here. We're gonna have a couple of returning guests. Like we have Mike Zamp on to talk jigs. He wants to come back. He was great.
Yep.
Sharon Brown, if he wants to, is willing, have him come back. He's just an overall great angler and a good guy. So I want to get him back
He's
on.
a hammer.
A lot of guys learned a lot from him in that show.
Yep. Good.
So back to the chat now. Jason said, good kids, those guys. Mark, put me in for 2 AFCO hoodies. Can do that. Yeah, Sir Altitude, what about grubs? Dave, you could link to your page the water temperature and ice thickness, etc. for regional conditions. Traffic. I think there's a way I could do that and make it interactive without it being too difficult for the website. I may have to pay my guys for that to get it done, but that's okay. That would be well worth the investment. And then Jason, once the shows are finished, I'd be interested, but I want you to get ratings. Jason. We want you on.
Jason, we want
when
you
I said earlier that there's 2 guys I got to reach out to, you're one of them. If you're really interested, and actually now we have flexibility, either the week of, so obviously Wednesday, the week of the expo, the 26th, or the 19th. If you're interested, buddy, we'd love to have you on because we want to talk to some local guys that make a bunch of baits. We'd like to get you and another guy in at the same time so we could like bounce it between 2 different guys that do like soft plastics primarily. So if you're interested, I know you just said, but for real, if you're interested, dude, let's make it work.
No, looks like
Dave, how about the Dersh the Man? Who's that?
Dersh the Man. Oh.
Keep in mind, there's a lot of YouTubers that I don't know. And I don't have time. I literally mean that. You can ask Andrew and any other of my closest friends for confirmation. What do I do in my free time? I'm either working, I'm either with my family, I'm fishing, I'm working on the website, I'm making videos, I'm working on the back end for everything on YouTube, or what little time allows for me to just do absolutely fuck all, I play video games with my best friend Chris that I've known since I was in 3rd grade.
And sometimes you play
It's like the only, and sometimes I play with Andrew when I like want to see what it looks like when I used to be 10 playing video games. I play with Andrew to remind me how far along I've come.
Yeah. You're a diamond.
No, I'm a champ.
I saw it.
Because your guys' rank dragged my ass down. You both are like, we're way higher. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Eric J, I might be able to put you in touch with some people. Let me know. Eric J, like Eric Johnson? Is that you, buddy?
Eric, who? Where?
Oh,
Eric.
crap. I totally forgot to get a hold of this guy about the logo. And he's blowing me up. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll get back to you. I promise.
What the hell is this dirty Dersh?
Eric Josephson. I said Johnson, didn't I? I meant Josephson. I'm an idiot. I gotta respond to this guy.
Who the hell is Dirty Dersh?
Dirty Dersh, New Hampshire finest. I gotta figure out who that is.
I'm Googling right
Cam
now.
said, I'd like to see Sharon back on about tournament fishing, also Steve Estes. I know you've already done them, but they had a lot of info. I definitely want to get Steve back in, and if there's a way to do it, I'd actually like to do it from his shop sometime when the weather allows for it. That'd be great. Yeah, Eric, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Johnson. It's been a very long day. Lost the feed for a second. YouTube, stop screwing with me. Go Fish Dan. Jason will gain 20 to 40 more viewers guaranteed. I absolutely agree with that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely will.
Jack, he makes YouTube fishing videos. It's literally him, Grubbs, and you guys, Lowell, from New Hampshire YouTube guys. Dirty Dersh.
Not trying to be an asshole. Never heard of him.
Yeah, no joke. Like, again, it's not. Every time I say that, I feel like some people are gonna be like, oh, like he's too good to watch anybody else, dude. It's like, I literally don't watch anything.
I don't watch anything
The-
New Hampshire up here related. I'm always watching something like I don't know.
He has like
Animal
5K subs.
documentaries. I don't freaking know.
I guess the funny thing too about this now is like the fact that this is the first time anybody's even referenced him to me.
Right? I've never even heard of him.
Well, now I'm gonna look him up really quick because I'm really curious. Dirty
Dersh.
Dersh. Fishing.
Huh. Oh shit.
Well, the more you know.
That's cool.
Does he have? He has an Instagram. Yeah, I just open the app, not on the thing. You stupid thing.
Cool.
Oh hey, in October he caught a 1 pound 4 ounce rock bass. State record's 1 pound 8 ounce.
Jesus.
Hey, I caught a 1 pound 5 ounce. I win. No.
That was 1.7 that you caught. It was 1.8.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was 1 ounce off. I'm an idiot. So anyway, yeah, that's wild. That's literally the first time I've even heard of him. That nobody else has brought him up before. So neat. All right, I'll have to give him. I'll give him a better look later tonight. What else, Jack? Say if I ever want relatable New England YouTube videos, I'll watch you three. I'm from Mass. Oh, okay, good to know. Cool. Thanks, man.
Sweet.
Sir Altitude. I watched Dirch and actually won a Mega Bass jerkbait from his giveaway. Nice.
Oh, sick.
Also check out Fin Affliction for New England anglers. Okay. Dirch is tops along with you guys and Bend It. Bend It. I know Bend It. I've talked to him. I used to talk to him here and there. Back, I don't even know, like 2 years ago on Facebook and I think Instagram too. There's a lot of guys that just for whatever, one reason or another, and probably when I was a douchebag several times to other people, people stopped talking to me. Rightfully so. But other people, I don't know. It is what it is.
It's like, John, don't say
I was a dumbass. There's no other way to put it.
It's okay.
All I can say is that I've finally pulled my head out of my ass and I've learned and turned a big corner within the last year.
Sure
So,
have.
progress.
What do we got
Big
here?
time progress. I don't even know, man. I don't know how to put it in words. I don't feel like the changes I made have been so drastic. It feels like it was a lifetime ago when I look back at how I used to be only even a year ago.
It's
But-
not even a year ago. Maybe it is.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on like what aspects of my life that I've made drastic changes in. Some were like a year ago and then some were only like 6 months ago. If even that long.
Right.
But the fact that like I was able to finally get past my own bullshit and get my head out of my ass and just, it wasn't an overnight thing. It was like an overnight thing for like, okay, day one, here we go. And just working towards it and building those habits and continuously correcting perspectives and just negative attitudes for no fucking reason. Like I still have a lot of work to go, but I'm very happy with where I'm at and I'm very proud of myself for the progress I've made.
Proud of you.
And I can still be a cranky old man at times, but for the most part, my overall outlook and attitude is 10 times more positive than it used to be.
Freaking ain't right.
There's that. Thanks.
Hey,
Um,
I'm just an idiot. I'm just
Okay.
there. John, stop.
no, you're not. No, you're not. If you were an idiot, you wouldn't be my friend.
But I'm an idiot, so I am your friend.
Well, no. I mean, we're both idiots, but like laugh at stupid cartoons, idiots. Like, there's a difference.
Yeah, giggly.
If you were a legitimate idiot, then we wouldn't be friends.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh god. Anyway, this jumped off the rails. So for goals for the channel, we talked about guests. I like if there's any way.
Oh,
My wife
by
just
the
texted me,
way.
but you're my cranky old man, and I love you. So proud. Thanks.
By the way, I
Go ahead.
waiting for a text. Actually, did I text him yet? I didn't. As soon as we're off this, I'm going to text Josh and see what camera they used for Drift headquarters. Or not
Yeah.
camera, the lens, because it's the same camera we have.
Oh yeah. I want to know what that lens is because that
Yeah.
thing looks sick.
Dude, filming with that
They
was
got the-
ridiculous.
I bet they've got the cage for it that I need to get for this too. That aluminum cage that hugs the whole thing.
Yeah, it's sick.
But then that's got like a bunch of extra hot shoe mounts all over it and everything
Mhm.
for like if you want to do a screen and the mic and the whole 9 yards. I gotta get that.
Yep. Yeah.
Plus it has like an extra beefier handle to hold too.
It does, and then they had the little Canon on it. Canon mic.
Yep.
That thing was super
Need
comfortable.
it.
It was nice.
I've got a mic already. But I need like a little post to put it up on because the windscreen on it's so big that if I put it on the camera as is now, it you can see it in the camera perspective.
Oh, really?
It's kind of weird. Cam, you missed us covering all of the goals for the channel thus far. But hopefully your board meeting for your Eagle Scout project went well, bud. So I don't know, man. Like, there's so many other goals for this, but those are the big ones. Those are the primary focus. So with that, like, was there anything else that you guys hope to see from us from either the channel or the website that maybe we haven't discussed yet? And it could very well be something that we already have planned. We just haven't discussed it yet. I got to back up in the chat to see if there was anything else that we missed from people talking about that. Oh, and then for like interview suggestions, I don't think I ever finished this thought. Any suggestions? I mean, literally anybody, both local and like big time. If there's like, what's your dream goal for people you want to see on here? Because trust us, we very clearly and definitively have like dream goals for people we hope to get on the show this year. And some I'm like really confident we can get.
I think we can get at least one of them.
Yep. But we'll see how it goes from there. What else did I miss? I'm just going back to the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything else for. No, actually, I don't think I actually ever asked that question. So those two questions I did just ask. I would love to hear from you guys. And then secondary to that, for those that don't have either any input for things that you want to see from the channel or things that you want to see on the website, or people that you want to see on here as guests, what were your personal goals for 2022? That's something I also want to dive into. Like, I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, like, what is it that you hope for the most for 2022 out there on the water? It doesn't even have to be on the water. If it's a personal goal that is by far your primary focal point, then by all means share that if it's something you're comfortable with sharing. I like to hear everything about everybody. Ben, what about a tourney report interview from a local tourney trail? I know a lot of guys don't want to reveal a lot of info, but maybe just a conversation starter.
Get Barry and Tiago on. Or
we very well could.
David.
Any of them. I think all of them would
David,
probably be interested.
Yeah.
Yep. David's actually gonna be writing us up an article on jerkbait fishing sometime next month.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he said he had to get through the holidays and then some stuff around his house, and he was wrapping up a class. Then he'd have time to write up a nice jerkbait article, which is gonna be great. And then Tom from Swimbait Scrutiny is gonna write up a nice article on swimbaits in New England as well, which hopefully that will be done to coincide with the same time we have those guys back on.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
I feel like you could
Jason.
write.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, it was. We were already talking about it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I can write."
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear." Ben Bradley did ask, "What about?" Oh wait, no, it was Jason. Sorry, is Rick Lilligard still around? New Hampshire guy I watched win a bass event. I don't know. I've actually never heard that name. The hell's stuck on my thumb? Tape. Where'd that come from?
Blood.
Ben, like, get a top 2 boater and co-angler on. Tiago and Barry.
Yeah.
That would those guys would be good. I'm trying to think, like, if I'm thinking local New Hampshire guys, because I don't really know many other, like, local, well, as far as, like, tournament-specific guys, I really don't know anybody outside of, like, the New Hampshire Bass Nation guys and, like, a couple of local events.
Right.
Local clubs. And honestly, I don't know that the vast majority of the guys in New Hampshire Bass Nation would want to be on here. I don't know. I'm not saying that like in a negative manner. It's like just stating it very matter of factly. I don't know, man. I always get a weird vibe when I go there. Like, there's a handful of guys I really like, and they seem to really like me. And then there's like I don't know. I always get like not negative feelings, but like pointed indifference from a lot of people. I don't know. It's probably just in my head, but that's how I always feel every time I go to one of those events. And I just kind of like hunker down
on Winnie. Everyone's like, me, my leg. Fuck your leg.
Yeah,
It,
you
like,
know, and a lot
anyway.
of those guys. A lot of those guys are hammers, but there's like
Yeah,
a lot
on
of them
that
too that
lake.
just like hold shoulders. Yeah, then there's that. You're absolutely right on that. What else Cam say? I don't know if this has been brought up before, but would a forum thing be possible for a website? Just a way for us all to shoot the shit about New England fishing. It has potential. I brought up to the guys that built the website. It does incur a lot of additional cost. So, like, is it feasible? Yeah, absolutely. What's it going to cost to make something worthwhile based on previous experience? Probably at least $50 a month for like bare bones, but like good bare bones setup. And until the website can start turning a profit on its own, I won't go into that yet. There's so many other things that I'm constantly throwing my money at that I can only spread myself so thin. I literally spend every single dime that we make on this back into the channel. Just reinvesting 100% of everything that we do to help it get to a point of better continuous growth and self-sustainability. Like that's what I'm really, really aiming for, man. I want this to be our lives. I want Andrew and I to be able to do this for our job.
It would be sweet.
For years, I was against it, and then just life-changing events and perspectives changed and attitudes changed and visions changed. My vision board, my mental vision board changed, and I see the potential not only in what we're doing, but more than anything in myself. That has been by far the biggest roadblock to everything I've ever done in my life is my own fucking dumbass self. And that's not a roadblock anymore. And so with that not being a roadblock, me not getting my own fucking way, I can see like, yeah, dude, you can do a lot. You can do way, way, way fucking more than you ever thought you could. So fuck it, man. We're doing this.
Yeah, might as well. Not do anything else.
Right. And I don't think I'll ever be happy working for somebody else, man. I can be content, and I'm content now, but I don't want to be content the rest of my life. I want to be happy. I want to be happy doing, like, I want to wake up and roll out of bed and know that I'm going to be fucking happy for the day because I'm going to go do what I love. I don't want to be content on my best days. That sounds like dog shit miserable. I don't want to live the rest of my life like that.
No. That would be cool. I just saw that.
What?
You ever thought of a 603 tournament amongst the followers? Just one tournament? Do like a one tournament a year. Brian.
Oh, there it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was way up still. That was brought up earlier this year, too.
It was.
That could be arranged. And that would actually be pretty easy to arrange, too, because we could wait for New Hampshire Fishing Game to go through all the tournaments. So if you were a club for New Hampshire, you're supposed to have your tournament schedule, like your primary dates and your secondary dates, or secondary choices, all picked out and submitted by December 1st. And then it goes through a lottery process. And then sometime in early January, they flesh out like 90% of the schedule. And then people that didn't get the ones that they wanted, they had dates where like, okay, well, none of your options came up. So you have no permit for this day. They go through and they resubmit their next thing. It can be done. I think, depending on where you go, it's $50 for like a flat fee for a minimum. It covers like a minimum number of permit trails or something like that, or maybe it's a maximum, but it's like a really high max. So small fee is incurred with it, depending upon what lake you go to. You may have to pay a launch fee through the town, but depending on number of boats that would be interested in that, like, yeah, we could absolutely do that and make it a fun thing. We could actually coordinate it with another club to make it easier because they already have equipment, so I wouldn't have to purchase my own equipment to do this. Right. And it's a bunch of guys we already know anyway. We could probably coordinate something with Merrimack Valley. I think they'd be interested in that.
Yeah. I wonder if they could just add one towards the end of the year or in the middle.
Probably. Give us more thought
for next year, and then we could just like have all those dudes and then all you guys. Local guys. I'm not gonna have you guys fly out for California to win $100. Like, unless you just want to hang out.
But, I got back way up into the chat. Guggen Slayer. The goal is safety and fish hard so far. Like it. Dan Spencer has AFCO connection. That's the one we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, some guys are wicked close to the chest about their tourneys. Yeah, it's the biggest problem with tourneys in general. Like if you get. It's going to be hard to find somebody from the bigger tournaments that's willing to like shed enough information to make a stream worthwhile, I think. But I know a few guys in mind that I could probably bring on that would be good, that could like elaborate on a lot of things without giving away too many secrets. So I'll figure that out. Dan also said, "Wow, haven't heard Rick Lilligard's name in a long time. Not sure if he's still around." Jeff, goal for 2022: stop working 70 hours a week so I can fish a tourney trail and see if I'm as good as I think I am. Lore, if I get a rude awakening. If you've never fished a tournament trail, you might be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, you might be.
Dude, the first tournament trail, I feel like for 90% of the people is a humbling experience. I can tell you that. And then Frank, go with the Discord instead. I have a Discord, so that could actually, you're right, that would be the easiest way to do it. Because that's free. I could set it up. I could create moderators. I could create different group chats. Well, there's an option.
That'd be kind of.
And then the day comes that there's enough support there, then just create a set of forums and literally replicate everything we create in Discord. Huh.
Yeah, it could work.
All right. We can do that. We'll make that happen. Jason, my dad built his house back in the day. Oh, okay. About Rick. Frank, lots of people create awesome Discord content. At least check that one out. Yep. Brian, and then, yeah, the tournament thing, definitely. G-Ham, fishing goals. Take my son more. Get him in the canoe with my 79-year-old dad more. Love watching the two of them share fishing together. That's awesome, man. I gotta get my kids out more. But now that my youngest is old enough, because it got to a point where, like, my youngest was old enough to, like, my wife, I could leave and she was okay the whole day without me. But like, not old enough to know, like, oh crap, dad's leaving, where's he going? And then he got to a point where it's like, okay, he's old enough to know, oh, dad's going fishing again, but too young for me to take out alone. It's a lot. I will admit, my patience is not where I want it to be still.
Yeah, it happens.
And trying to fight with myself of, like, wanting to fish too, and trying to teach, like, two kids. One, like, I have to constantly hold by the scruff of the neck, don't fall out of the damn boat.
Again.
While trying to teach my 5-year-old, again, trying to teach my other kid how to fish, like, the whole 9 yards. So
I was there for that,
now
but I was on my own boat.
Yep. Oh my god, that was so funny. Dad, I fell in. I have that video still. I should share that. I'll share that at some point.
Should.
Yeah.
Dad, I fell in.
It was the funniest thing. He saved himself. He grabbed on the hull of the boat and he's sitting there with, like, one arm paddling. Dad, I fell in. I'm like, yeah, I know, I see you. But yeah, now my youngest turns 5. I turned 37 on the 14th, and then my youngest turns 5 on the 28th. So it's gonna be a busy month between all the interviews we're doing for this and the expo coming up and birthdays, the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be good. Before we know it, it's gonna be February.
Right.
Ben said he'd fish that tourney, the 603 tourney. That'd be great. Jason, I know it's already been done, but instructional videos help grow the channel to new people. Bingo. I tried to get that bass fishing quick tips thing off the ground this year. It didn't happen. I won't say I failed. It just didn't happen. But starting to get back into it more, and
once we can actually, like, start fishing again, and not just
Right.
throwing one bait for the next 3 months.
Yep. Right, exactly. That's the hardest part about it. Was like, by the time I got back to it, I'm like, we're literally only throwing 3 freaking things right now. Like, what else can we do?
I know.
But we'll get back to it. Yeah, Cam, I agree with Brian with that idea. Tournament run by you. All right, 603 Bass Invitational.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And Panda, you know, a DCT, Dragon Custom Tackle and 603 meetup still needs to happen. Hey, man, this summer, let's all go to St. Lawrence like we originally planned. Meet you there early July. We'll go.
Be there bright and early.
Yeah.
Better leave.
Jason, I'm interested in an open.
Better leave at midnight.
What were you going to say?
Better leave at midnight.
Yeah. Hey, man, I did it. I left my house at 12:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. No, on a Monday. It was Tuesday. 12:30 in the morning on, we'll say, a Monday, and I was back home by pretty much 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday. I fished the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario and drove 370 miles there and back in less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
You can do it.
It's possible.
Dan, I'd be glad to give you a nice permit for a mass body water if you want to do a mass tourney, and you can link up with American Bass Anglers because they pull some New Hampshire permits as well. There we go. There's another option. Panda, pick me up at the closest airport, lol. You got your options, man. I think we passed like 30 of them on the way out. There's actually, what's that airport? Is it Watertown?
There's a tiny one up there. I think it's Watertown.
Yeah. Watertown, New York. There's literally one right, like,
I think that one's like the size of Manchester.
It's got to be less than 30 minutes from Clayton, right? Not Clayton. From Cape Vincent, the mouth of the river in Lake Ontario.
There might be one.
Like, there's because it's one we saw from across Chaumont Bay. Like,
oh yeah.
when we were staying at the house, we kept looking at the lights
By
all night, and
Henderson?
Kristen's like, "Oh yeah." I'm pretty sure that's Watertown.
I think it is.
Yep. Austin, me and a couple of guys are trying to hit at St. Lawrence in mid-May. Think it would be too cold to find them. Yes, potentially, but also double check. I'm pretty sure that is not open to bass fishing until the third Saturday in June. Legally. There are lots of guys that go up there earlier in the year pike fishing. Don't do that. Too many people have been doing that the last couple of years, and this is from talking to our friend who's a Vermont State Trooper, but has been fishing out that way, St. Lawrence, Lake Ontario, for 20 years now. And he said the game wardens and locals are getting pissed because they know what anglers are doing, and they're working on ways to crack down on it. Don't fucking do it.
Right.
It's not worth it. You're going to get bagged, and it's going to suck. You're going to pay big fines. You're not going to be able to fish in New York or Canada for years. Like, they're getting ready to start sticking it to people hard.
Right.
I would not risk it.
Yeah.
Would not risk it.
Fuck that. Not worth it.
Yep. Hey, Carl. Glad you could join us, dude.
Yeah, Watertown.
All
right, see you there.
Watertown. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Like, at this point, like, Watertown. Yeah. I actually remember that. I can't believe that. Was there any other goals that you were hoping to get done for the channel this year, buddy? Channel, website,
for this upcoming year?
Yep. Aside from the apparel.
Just making more stuff. Just getting more content out. Probably start doing a lot more like YouTube shorts and like just social media side of stuff.
Yep. I got to get you way more involved with that again.
Yeah.
If you could start doing the shorts and all like the social media videos and stuff, like that'd be mint.
I'm good at those.
That would be mint.
I like making those.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like now, especially in the last year, so much of the social media algorithms have changed that is an integral part. Like right now, YouTube Shorts we're not utilizing, and that is absolutely huge for growth right now. Like they're really, really promoting that.
Smile more.
Then there's that was I just saw, what was it, Tactical Bassin has been utilizing those shorts, and it's insane how many views they're getting.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Crazy. I mean, the reels we've been doing on Instagram have been doing well. Now Instagram is like, hey, keep making reels. We will pay you this month. I'm like, really? They did that for November. They didn't monetize any of them. I don't know what happened. I went through that friggin' whole verification thing twice. And then now they did it again for December. They're throwing it at me, like all December they threw it at me. And they actually, this time it said that those videos were monetized. And they gave me the option again for January. So every short I make, every reel I make on Instagram, apparently we can make money. I have no idea how much money. It just says we can make money. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, he says like the shorts, but stupid YouTube does not notify you when shorts even posts. So if you have the bell on, even if you have the bell on.
Even if you have the bell on? That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going on YouTube and like scan it like you do Instagram or Facebook or anything. It's just kind of like, well, I mean, for me at least.
Right.
I go on when I actually want to look up something or hear of a video or see a video on YouTube or Instagram or whatever.
Right. Yep. No, I'm the same. And I do know that the YouTube Shorts are also still in beta, so I could see that being a change they bring relatively shortly. Cam did say goals for next year: catch a new PB and expand out to more lakes and rivers around the state and Maine, Mass. Stay out of Mass during the Memorial Day to Labor Day. Don't even go, man. Not to mention the fact that getting in and out of the state would be a nightmare. But a lot of those lakes close to non-residents, town residents, which is super annoying. So, Mass is good really, really early and really, really late in the year. Nobody else is out down there, or it's really light duty traffic for even the lakes.
Right.
Then that's to get the most bang for your buck. After that, man, go to Maine, go to Vermont, go to northern New Hampshire. There's so many good places up here where there's way less people.
Go to bed. Let us fish.
And there's that. Brandon, wired to fish shorts are the shit. Yeah, they've been making some good ones too.
Yeah, they always have.
Andrew, can you see the chat?
Kinda.
Did you see the one from GHAM32?
Oh, I'm way up top. Go ahead.
No, he's way at the bottom.
Read up.
most recently.
Oh, there it is.
And
Go ahead. Whatever, read it.
Andrew, you are an awesome addition. Glad you're in the most of the vids now. Good chill energy. You guys make a great team. Aw.
I've been in the vids for a while now.
Yeah. He's just now officially part of the channel
yeah.
for about a year now. Austin, goal is definitely to catch the elusive New Hampshire 7-pound largie and a 5-pound small.
Do it. You can do it. Totally.
Man, if I had to amend my goals, I still want to catch a PB largie, but I want to catch like a tank smallie in New Hampshire. The fact that I've had to do it out, I mean, I caught my original 5-pounder, but the vast majority of all like my 4.8 pound and bigger smallmouth have been outside of New Hampshire.
Pretty much, yeah. I caught the force. Where did I catch that day? 468 was my, I think, is my New Hampshire PB, which is big. But
it is. Mine's 5 pounds because that was my previous PB. And then before that, from the same lake, was 4 pounds, 13 ounces, which, what was it, 4.81? I'm pretty sure I beat that. I think I had one that I measured in like decimal pounds. That was like a high 4.8 something. But I know I hit a 4 pound, 13 ounce one year. Like, I think it was 2 years after I caught my PB from that same lake. And I must have like friggin' 15 to 20 fish that went 4 pounds, 12 ounces out of that same damn lake.
I have to have one bigger than 4.6.
You must.
I have
to. Jason, don't make him cry. So, Eric, with that, you're going for a 5-pound smallie next year. It's going to happen.
You got a 5 when you come up here. Oh, smallies, yeah.
I'm trying to be careful. The big lake right next to you where we went fishing, and it's kind of like the rivers and stuff that connect it to like technically the back ponds. It's all one big ass body of water, right? But there's like the big main lake and then like the rivers and stuff that connect it to all the smaller ponds. Dude, if you go into those rivers, and I know there's a public boat launch right up the street from where you and I and Andrew had fished this year. I'll tell you
Eric?
offline, Andrew. I don't want to blow it up.
Yeah. No, I got you.
If you fish in those rivers, I know of multiple 5+ pound smallies that have come out there. So if you go in there with your glides and all your big ass baits, there is no way in hell you don't catch a giant smallie out of there this spring. If there's anything, there's hardly anything I've been more confident about. The moment you posted that on Facebook the other day, that's all I could think about. I was like, dude, he's literally right next to one of the best possible spots to make that happen. And it's in those rivers, it's only like a max of 10 feet deep, I think, throughout all of that. So it's like not like you have a ton of water to cover, but they love it up there. They're up there every spring.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna get one.
Cam's,
he's definitely gonna get one.
For sure. Cam, once the ice goes out, I'm getting my grades high enough to where my mom will let me bring the boat to school every day and go out after school. Damn right, buddy.
Just do it anyway.
Actually, now that I think about it, Eric, that same body of water, I'm positive I've heard of multiple 6-pound fish come out of it too. Like, no joke. So, like, I know they're in there. Like, a 5+ without a shadow of a doubt.
Lake Potanipo?
Yeah, Potanipo's got giant smallies. I love that the state record holding lake is just a fucking joke.
It ain't the lake.
The truth. So, all right, man. It's 9:45. This is a good stream. I think that's a good spot to call it quits. Eric's right there. Just said, I've definitely lost a 5+ at that place and seen them bigger. Yep, dude. You know it. Get her done. Get it done.
Get 'em.
You will. Any parting thoughts there, bud, before we call it quits with this?
Let's go,
Long
Brandon. That's actually I saw Brandon Polinick's post, or someone said it. It was a hashtag on Brandon Polinick's picture.
Oh God!
He didn't write it. Someone else. I think it was. What is it? Big Bass Dream or whatever it is. All
Big Bass
Dreams.
Yeah,
Big Bass Dreams. Said it.
Yep. That's awesome.
That one got me good.
So aside from the random thing in your brain, that's it?
No, that was the final thought for the night. All night.
All right. So for those that are still watching, obviously, again, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. These streams have been killing it again. Like, we've been on this constant like just upward trajectory with growth. Like the average view rates are good. They're going up. The number of concurrent viewers, the peak viewers, like everything's still going up. How long people are watching, like obviously we're doing something right. We're glad you guys are always here to watch. Always appreciate it. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream yet, before you go, please do so. It helps immensely. For those that do watch this later on, after it goes live on YouTube, it's just like a standalone upload. Leaving comments behind is hugely helpful too. It just better helps like how we show up inside. And then, you know, again, like literally anytime you guys have an idea for something you'd love to see us cover, shoot us a message. I don't care where you do it. I'm the one that covers, you know, checks all the messages and everything. Hit us up. I'm always there, always listening, always reading. Anything you guys want to talk about, I'm there for you guys. Other than that, buddy, do your thing. You didn't do it last week, so it's here for you to sign off on.
Oh,
sir.
yeah, do I have to say it twice?
I suppose so.
No, I'm not going to do that. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Good to see you from home. We will be back on next week, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Bye.